and she lets them come. Acts, but doesn't expect. When her work is done, she forgets it. If you overesteem great men, people become powerless. If you overvalue talent in those who think that they know, practice not doing, and everything will fall. Used, but never used up. It is like the eternal void, filled with infinite possibilities. It is hidden, but always present. I don't know who gave birth to it. It is older than God. 5. The Tao doesn't take sides. It gives birth to both good and evil. The Master doesn't take sides. She welcomes both saints and sinners. The Tao is like a bellows. It is empty, yet infinitely capable. The more you use it, the more it produces. The more you talk of it, the less you understand. Hold on to the center. 7. The Tao is infinite, eternal. Why is it eternal? It was never born. Thus, it can never die. Why is it infinite? It has no desires for itself. Thus, it is present for all beings. The Master stays behind. That is why she is ahead. She is detached from all things, perfectly fulfilled. 8. The supreme good is like water, which nourishes all things without trying to. It is content with the low places that people disdain. Thus, it is like the Tao. In dwelling, live close to the ground. In thinking, keep to the simple. In conflict, be fair and generous. In governing, don't try to control. In work, do what you enjoy. In family life, be completely present. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everybody will respect you. 9. Fill your bowl to the brim, and it will spill. Keep sharpening your knife, and it will blunt. Chase after money and security, and your heart will never unclench. Care about people's approval, and you will be their prisoner. Do your work, then step back. The only path.
Say hit her up immediately.
Oh, I see. Well,
wait a bit and then hit her up afterwards.
Well, anyways, that ship has sailed, and there are new.
No, not yet.
Oh, it has sailed. I'm sure of it. And that's okay.
I bet it's your fault.
That's okay. Lots of things are my fault.
Okay, why is it sailed? Because she saw your social media presence?
No, she knew all about that. She was helping me. She started consulting me and telling me what I
Really?
should what I should delete, what I should remove, make this private, advise me, and give me good advice. Most people don't even want to talk to me, so I'm just being facetious. But we're gonna do a quick meditation, and then I have to do some legal paperwork and make some submissions and phone calls. But things are going pretty good. I just have a lot of work I have to do, a lot of paperwork and legal research. It's pretty crazy what I'm doing, like in the what's called the Illinois election courts, because there's subpoenas and petition, like there's all kinds of documents that I have to draft, because a lot of my documents will just be ignored, but I'm posting them to social media for posterity. My friend has arrived. My friend. I was thinking about this morning because I remember hearing you read the Tao Te Ching, and you're like, the name of the eternal name. Like I remember you doing the
Stupid, annoying voice.
Well, you think it's mentally loud and annoying, but it registers. It's like hit bell, and that's why I tell you, all your bing bing, bong bong, all your TikTok videos are totally neurotic. If you were to just sit there and read the Tao Te Ching, it would actually sound like you're an intelligent person.
Interesting. So should I just read the book and just
Yes.
And just make a video where it's like just reading
chapter
1.
Yes.
Reading this.
Yes.
I'm reading a book called the Tao Te Ching.
Yes. And everyone will say, this is genius. This is beautiful.
Right.
This is
what
brilliant.
Is this? What is this? This is amazing.
Exactly.
Right, well, maybe that's it. Reading a book a day. Maybe we just do videos and just read books.
That's what I've been doing.
That's what you've been saying, is basically just make a video where all that you're doing in the video is reading a book.
Yes. Because that's all people want anyways.
Get it.
That's what people want. Yes. That's what people need. And they don't
They need the wisdom.
Yes.
Well, I think that you have been a very strong influence on me, thinking like all the wisdom in the wisdom books is good. Like that's good wisdom in the wisdom books. And a lot of the shit that we consume every day is stupid.
Yes, and if I were to just pipe in a room of some chick screaming at some stupid books, in the book club, you have to read a fucking book out loud. Out loud! You gotta read it out loud. You gotta read it out loud. You can't just pen through it with a pen and be like, okay, I have books here, because most moderators will never enforce the reading a book rule. I am that mod.
That's true.
So
I guess it's a neurotic, pointless thing to make a video rant to people online. It's pointless.
It's not. You have to look at it as information transfer. You're transferring data, literally, with your intelligence, but it's not that intelligent compared to Tao. If you just read the book, you're like, man, you're right. Fuck my opinion. I'll just read books.
Right. Well, it is true, because what you're really trying to say is and then last night there was a passage from the Tanya. You know about that one?
No, but my point is you have to look at all of this from the perspective of a filmmaker, because you get one shot to transfer information through your video. So if the video is just your neurotic, compulsive thinking and opinion, that's not the wisdom books or the high value intelligence transfer that the book club demands. So welcome to Tuesday Book Club. We will be reading wisdom books with candidate Congressman John as he prepares to file multiple subpoenas, multiple motions to dismiss, multiple motions to strike, because now I am operating within the Illinois Election Board judicial system, and I'm working with an administrative law judge, and I'm fighting a lawsuit against my campaign. So I have to prepare all these documents, print them, photograph them, publish them, and then subpoena multiple parties. So I have a lot of work I have to do today. But it's interesting being pro se, my friend Zach. Pro se is interesting. Most people have an attorney do all this, but I'm just drafting it all myself, doing it all myself. But we're going to meditate here. Are you prepared to meditate and join the book club?
I'm prepared. I'm cleaning my kitchen.
Okay, I'm going to read from the best enlightenment quotes and passages. These are just 60-second clips for YouTube. Every 60 seconds, I hit the clip button, and it creates a new short video. Okay. This is chapter 1, self-inquiry. There is no such... Oh, so again, this is a meditation, everybody. So take the deepest breath of the day. When I say meditation, this is like a relaxation hypnosis program I'm about to read you. So just take the deepest breath of the day. Hold it for 10 seconds. Self-inquiry. There is no such thing as a person. There are only restrictions and limitations. The sum total of these defines the person. You think you know yourself when you know what you are, but you never know who you are. The person merely appears to be, like the space within the pot appears to have the shape and volume and smell of the pot. Like the space within a pot, see that you are not what you believe yourself to be. Fight with all the strength at your disposal against the idea that you are nameable and describable. You are not. Refuse to think of yourself in terms of this or that. There is no other way out of misery. You have created for yourself through blind acceptance without investigation. Suffering is a call for inquiry. All pain needs investigation. Don't be too lazy to think.
That was amazing. What was that?
This is from a book in the book club.
Is it a book?
This is in a book. Imagine if you put that out on TikTok. People would be like, whoa, bro. Whoa. I feel amazing. What was that? Why does it...
Wait, but who wrote it?
What was that? What did I just watch? What the hell was that? What? That was intelligent, man. What was that? Wait, let me compare it to his other videos. Oh, fuck this guy. Fuck, he had one good video. Fuck him.
This guy's an idiot.
Man, fuck. There is no thing to see, just natural, non-conceptual seeing. Ever be emptied of emptiness, nor can it be filled by emptiness. With that concept cancelled out, not a vacuum or a void, but a vivid, self-shining, self-knowing, self-aware. Other can do it for you. Immediate simplicity. Continue to see that the seeing is continuous. Any doubt, question, or argument, and the conceptual seeker has appeared again.
That was good, but the first one was better. Can you tell me, is it from a book of quotes? Can you just tell me who made the first one?
In the book club, all we do is read books. Yeah, I can tell you.
No attributions?
Yeah, the attribution to the first one, his name is Nisar Gadata Maharaj.
All right. Let's do no attributions from now on.
This is another quote. It's a short one. It says, if you cannot find truth where you are, where do you expect to find it? Dogen. Or Dujan.
Maybe in Tel Aviv with some imaginary chick with big titties.
Yeah, that's everywhere.
Tel Aviv titties.
That's everywhere.
What's going on in Chicago, bro? Are you winning? Are race? Did you win?
Chances are this is just going to be like a political stump fest, and they're going to kick me off the ballot. But in the process, I might bring down 1 or 2 people with me.
Did you hear about the mother who was beat up by the group of elementary school students?
Yeah. Did you also see a 26-year-old girl was lit on fire
Set
on the train?
on fire.
Yeah. The trains are.
Sometimes I thought of you. I was like, oh, my friend John.
Trains have historically had some big problems on them. Trains have been a problem for mankind. They don't just do transportation. A lot of people end up dying on trains. It's fucked up.
Wait, what else happened on the train?
There was a mass shooting, I think 2 years ago, where a serial murderer was killing homeless people on the trains. And then also just
was
like...
that in Chicago too?
Yeah. And just like 6 months ago, a veteran...
That's crazy.
Like, nothing serious.
Was it a robbery or why was he murdered?
Yeah, it was a robbery. He got into an altercation.
Robbery
with a
gone wrong?
homeless man, yeah.
Wow.
Black homeless man. Violent, angry, murdered this veteran. I'm surprised the veteran got killed, you know? It was like, the thing is, when somebody... See, the thing is, there was no video, so it could have been like that girl, the little skinny blonde Ukrainian who had her knife, her neck, ripped apart. It could have been that kind of an attack where you turn your back and you turn your back, yeah, and the next thing you know, you have a knife in your neck, and you're like, whoa, shit, I shouldn't have turned my back on you, shit. Shouldn't have had that.
I shouldn't have relaxed for a moment.
Do you know how many people have turned their backs when they shouldn't have relaxed? And then they're like,
turned their backs and they relaxed around the blacks?
See, I've turned my back on.
You can't turn your back on.
I've turned my back because I was like, I'm not going to be racist. I'm going to have faith that this person isn't going to attack me or do anything. And the next thing you know, you look up and you're like, wait, what happened to my throat? Oh,
I had that. Wait, you got cut in the throat?
What I'm telling you is I have turned my back out of faith.
I had the same thing, but I didn't get cut in the throat, but I did get robbed for my iPod.
Danelle, welcome. This is a meditation room, Danelle. I want to briefly let everybody get their dopamine by speaking conversational hypnosis, but we will return to the hypnosis book shortly. Welcome, Danelle.
That's like that guy who, I think it was in Canada. He was on the bus and someone, fucking took a knife and they cut his head off. It's pretty crazy.
If you stab someone in the throat, are you technically trying to do a beheading?
Well, you gotta really work to fucking behead somebody, man. That's not easy.
Well, do you know what the concept of dying before you die is?
Of those, remember the journalist beheading? You gotta do some fucking saw action. It's a lot of work to cut someone's head off.
Do you know the concept die before you die?
No. Is it where you know you're dead?
No,
you're still alive? It's
an ego death, meaning that you've accepted, your fate, which is going through the same gate as everybody else. It's just a mindset. It's a frame to live your life, fearlessly, courageous. You could, but maybe it's not great intelligence. Bing, bing, bong. Stupidity.
How are you going to know that they're going to lose the war? I mean, I don't know.
It's game theory. It's game theory. It's like General Patton saying, you don't win, which is code name for Mossad. Most people don't know that Mossad is a mantra.
It's like, Mossad. Have you studied the Kabbalah very much?
Yeah, I've studied the Kabbalah.
You know about the different parts of it and the whole thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's just very nice. I've been taking this Kabbalah class at the Chabad, and I had the class last night, and it seems to be a lot of you're right where you need to be. Like when you said the guy told you be productive, go home, John, and be productive. That's quite a good story.
Yeah,
it's a pretty simple. What should I do with my life, sir? John, it's right there for you. Be productive.
I didn't like that answer, but now I understand. He didn't tell me what to do, but that's why I say the book club is productivity. And most people don't realize that the little work that you put into meditation or chanting sacred scripture or studying, super intelligence or wisdom books, that is great work. Most people have never even tried to do it, nor do they do it at all. Most people are just doom scrolling on TikTok. And all these girls on Instagram who take photos of their tits and their ass every day and just post it every day, they are technically the most deficient in probably wisdom and communication because they're just using their bodies to speak, but they have no actual word communication technology capabilities. They are beautiful roses that can't speak, which could be awesome if you can catch one. I call them angels. Welcome, everyone, to the book.
Anecdote. Can I give you one dopamine
Of course.
conversation anecdote?
This is the speaking moment.
Anecdote. Can I give you one dopamine
Of course.
conversation anecdote?
This is the speaking moment. Go ahead.
All right, speaking of, so this morning I'm driving along and I passed an elementary school and there is a little pull off for dropping off your kid where you leave the main road, you go into the little turnaround. It's perfectly made for you to pull in, drop your kid, pull back out. You don't even have to turn around. It's almost like a pit stop at a racetrack where they change your tires. You literally just pull the fuck over, drop your kid, pull back onto the road. But the person in front of me puts on their hazard lights, stops in the middle of the road and drops their kid and then keeps on going. And then I'm following them for like a block or two and I'm like, all right, there's an idiot. And then they left and I just thought, all right, that's an idiot. And I didn't think of it again until just now. But the concerning part is when you're the one who can see other people kind of doing a stupid thing. You're like, wow, there's like, I get the appeal of this brain rot. I get how it's dopamine. Like, I like dopamine too, so give me dopamine. But also, like, man, some people, it's like thousands of people are just scrolling TikTok and posting their boobs and just retard shit. It's concerning. That's the part that's so concerning, where it's like, I'm disturbed by how many people are not disturbed by this. That's the most disturbing part, is that I'm disturbed and many other people are not. Anyway, thank you for listening. I'm complete.
I'm a secret. I feel like people go on TikTok and they just be telling everything about themselves. I just miss
To awaken the Buddha within. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold it for 10 seconds. Audience they get through the senses is far from self-evident. The self alone is that. So to do self is another name for self. Om. That's by Ramana Maharshi. Oh, hey, Meyer. Meyer, you were doing such great debates with Randy McDickerson. I would love to co-host and mod a room where you debate the world-famous anti-Semitic, N-word speaking, low IQ, brain-rotted Jordanian shawarma, falafel cooking piece of him, a migraine. And that's what we're looking for. Migraine Meyer. He will debate you until you.
So Michael, he's a bigger troll than you are.
I know, but his vulgarity is so disgusting that he just deserves migraines all the time. I'm just telling you that he uses such horrific profanity and vulgarity that he is worthy of. He says just horrifically vulgar things. His whole perspective, his personality, his character, it's just so repulsive that if he speaks like this on here, I mean, I just view people, everybody here is themselves. That's how they are in the real world. And so if he talks like that on here, I mean, look out,
My friend in real life is just a garbage bag. Exactly. Precisely. I don't understand can you give me an example?
No, I'm just merely trying to say that Meyer, he debated him once and I recorded it and it was a great debate because, stuttering neurotic Randy, really had a struggle session with Meyer. So it was a lot of fun to listen to.
What was the topic?
It was religious debate.
He a few times tried to get me religious religious debate, and he like fell flat because his whole shtick is to say like a few things that he assumes you don't know, so he can like act as if he sounds
like Randy and others cannot disturb your mental peace this morning. This is a safe space.
Is it okay to be a Christian here?
You can be whatever you want to be here as long as you're not loud and obnoxious, vulgar, or profane.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. You know, you can say stuff like, "Well, I don't think you can. Well, I don't think you can. You can. I don't think you qualify to have this."
It's called an argument ad hominem. It's when you attack the person instead of attacking the argument. So it's when you attack the person instead of attacking the argument. It's a logical fallacy.
Yeah, logical fallacy. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But what do you think about like people who feel like this is like a justifiable when we're having conversations or we're arguing?
Well, they're retarded.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It depends.
Depends on what?
It depends on, and Halleman is an interesting one because it depends on what led that to it. Because if you make like 6 strong arguments in a row, you get responds about like, yeah, but still. I mean, it gets to a point where like we're not having an honest anymore, so I might as well just call your wife a dog.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, well, if let's say it's set up to make you like you can tell the person wants to make you feel want to set the rules to the argument, so they'll ask a lot of questions and then they end it with an entrapment. And if you were able to maneuver around the entrapment, you see it coming like a lot of times from a mile away. You avoid the entrapment, and then you're trying to have an actual dialogue. People get angry when you avoid that, and then they start that's when they start doing all these because what they're so trained, some people in their doctrine and their their verbiage and their language, that if you're like on the fly type of thinker and you can avoid that type of stuff, they start to malfunction and call you names.
Yeah, so then they weren't a good faith.
It's just it's tough.
I think, have you heard the Socrates quote? Have you heard the Socrates quote about ad hominem? It says like, if the debate becomes ad hominem, the debate is lost. Something to that extent.
Well, I agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Because here's the thing. What's the most logical fallacies? You could make a logical fallacy and still be correct. Your argument is wrong. It doesn't mean you lost the war. You lost the battle. So one of the debate tactics is to get you so infuriated with your logic. You just say, you're such an idiot. I won the debate because I got you upset first.
Well, yeah, that's a logical fallacy in itself. I think, like if I'm focusing on doing that to you, I'm missing the whole entire point. So like I'm not.
He went to his trial with a logical argument. When he started off his trial by saying a lesser man would invoke the sympathies of the court by talking about it for young children, but I wouldn't do that. So he had his own fallacies and stuff.
What do you think it is?
You're asking me? Say that again. What is it? Asking one thinker that is the most influential on reality.
I would say Jesus Christ. Me personally.
Yeah, it's just an open question. Anybody can answer it.
What was the question?
If there's one person or one book that you think shapes our perception.
Are you saying what's the best book?
I'm saying which historical person.
Respectfully. It depends what you mean by that.
Well, he's saying who shapes reality, who shapes the of course he means the thought process of people. It doesn't have to be true, even though I believe it to be true. It's just what's shaping the who's the most influential, who shapes who basically is shaping the thought process of our current.
That's a good point.
There isn't a bunch of King James movies and adaptations. There's a bunch of Jesus ones though.
Well, this is like subjective versus objective. I'm claiming that subjective versus objective. I'm claiming that the object created by King James or mass published and produced. What is G.K. Chesterton? He has this one essay about the physical historicity. I'm just saying that these books.
Earth, the most influential person.
Right.
But King James isn't even he has a small segment of the world's population that read the Bible. There's a whole other there's Eastern Orthodox people. There's just a whole other slew of Catholics. They don't read the King James Bible. There's a whole.
But it's not a polarity.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a plurality. But it's not a polarity.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a plurality majority.
I'm not sure if it is. It might be, but it doesn't mean the majority of the world reads directly from the King James Bible. It just means.
I mean, what sect of Christianity do you ascribe to?
Are you talking about me?
Yeah.
I'm just a non-denominational Christian, I guess. Protestant. I don't know.
Would you say there are multiple?
I guess Protestant. I don't know.
Would you say there are multiple versions of the Ten Commandments? Like, would you accept any version?
There's only one Ten Commandments. I do think there's is it the Catholics? They reworded it a little bit different in if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about it. About you shall have no other idols. You shall have no idols or not other but any idols. But I could be wrong about that. But I think there's only one.
Let's ask the prophets.
Are you talking about AI?
Yeah.
Or the graven images. It might have been the graven images. It was one of them. I think it was graven images, actually. In heaven or earth, something like that. But,
It's making me laugh, yeah.
so what do you guys ascribe to? Is it atheist, agnostic, Christian, Buddhist, Muslim? What's your worldviews?
Was it? There was recently the kind of riot thing happening. Did you see about that? Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And anyway, there was a bunch of people kind of milling around.
Yeah, they were going to burn a Quran and it caused a huge
Hey, you
problem.
want a debate? Hey, let's have a debate. Hey, you debate?
They were going to burn a Quran and it was going to cause a huge problem.
Was that what it was about?
Yeah, I saw it in the news this morning.
Hey, you want a debate? Hey, you trying to debate? Hey, you want to debate?
Sir, welcome to the room. And Caleb, if you want to come up and...
I think that was Cam Higby and Jake Lang went up to Dearborn to agitate. Yes. Thank you. Exactly. That was it. Mm-hmm.
Caleb,
you trying to debate though?
Caleb, this is a meditation
I don't think there was
room.
much debating.
Caleb, if you want to come up and sing us a Nagoon, this is a meditation room. This is an
Who are you calling a
ASM.
Nagoon?
Caleb down here he chants Nagoons. I heard him chant his grandfather's favorite Nagoon. It was beautiful.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Idiotocracy?
Oh yeah, great one. I thought it was called Idiotopolis. Do you think Caleb left because you asked him to read a Nagoon, or because he didn't like my joke about the word Nagoon?
I think that was him waking up and saying, you know what? Clubhouse is mentally ill, neurotic, loud, and stupid. I'm going to go be productive. Get the fuck out of here.
How do you guys know what a Nigun is? Or a Nigun. Short for Nigun, whatever. But how do you guys know that?
Because
For you.
I Ribbono Shel
Probably the same
Olam.
way you know it.
I didn't know if they were all Yidden in here. If this is like a Yiddish.
Andre is not.
Oh, okay. Cool. I remember I was at this one.
It's not called Andre.
I was at this one Farbringen once, and they started naming it, and it became basically Star Wars. They thought it was really weird and just start humming out the Star Wars theme.
So what is it? You said you were Yiddish? Like Yiddish?
Yidden is Jewish. It's just
Oh, okay. I get you.
Because that's pretty esoteric. I don't know many people who aren't Jewish who know that word.
Are you guys Jewish?
I am.
the rest of us are Jewish.
Oh, okay.
I'm not Jewish. My mother's gorgeous, and but my father is Yiddishite.
My father is Jewish and my mother is gorgeous.
Are you Jewish culturally or religiously?
I'm religious.
Religiously.
Culturally.
Ribbono Shel
Yeah, I learned
Olam.
something new today. I am seeing differences in the numeration of the Ten Commandments.
Yeah, it's the Catholic one, right? The Catholic version? Was I right
I'm
about that?
comparing Catholic and Lutheran to Protestant. Typical Protestant, I guess.
So this is a meditation room, not a Q&A room for Amari to experience the English language. I know I regularly bring up ESL is very important, but we have rules within the book club where we take breaks from conversation.
Re-hypnotize me? Have I met you before? Did you used to say something called, you used to say conversation is hypnosis?
Yeah, you're like, wait, did you say something like conversation is hypnosis or something? Somehow I have this refrain in my head. I wake up, I walk around, I say to myself, I got this from. I walk around, I say conversation is hypnosis. All conversation is hypnosis. I don't know where I'm getting this from. I must have got it from somewhere.
Who programmed me neurolinguistically?
I'm stuck on this. Catholics have two. The last two is you shall not covet your neighbor's wife. You shall not covet your neighbor's goods. I don't know why. Okay, I'll stop.
I also want to let everybody know that this whole conversation is being fed into B Computer, an Amazon AI wearable, and I have been feeding Clubhouse into Amazon B Computer for it's about 2 months now, and it's amazing how much conversations happen here and how Amazon essentially tracks it, publishes it, records every transcript from Clubhouse now. It's kind of cool. I am filling Amazon up with
So when
Clubhouse.
Amazon goes fully retarded, we'll know it was your fault.
So what do you guys think about the Ethiopian Jews?
I'm sorry, Amari, but we will not be entertaining any more of your questions. We're taking a break from your questions. We are returning to the core mission of my Clubhouse usage because I have to be productive. And unfortunately, I'm trying to put intelligent communication and words inside of my brain at this very moment. This is a meditation ASMR safe space from Clubhouse loud, stupid, and annoying people. This is just a brief moment in your life. It doesn't matter. We're not doing Q&A for ESL. This is not an ESL Q&A room. This is a John Kitover production, and we are about to engage the best enlightenment quotes and passages. So take the deepest breath of the day. Hold it for 10 seconds. This is your next enlightenment quote. In oneself lies the whole world, and if you know how to look and learn, the door is there, and the key is in your hand. Nobody on earth can give you either the key or the door to open, except yourself. That's by Jiddu Krishnamurti. Just realize you are dreaming a dream you call the world and stop looking for ways out. The dream is not your problem. Your problem is that you like one part of your dream and not the other. Love all or none of it and stop complaining. When you have seen the dream as a dream, you have done all that needs to be done. That's by Nisargadatta Maharaj. Has it ever occurred to you that you are seeking God with his eyes? That's by Adyashanti. What I have to offer is very simple. It has nothing to do with acquiring any special powers or state of mind. It is about recognizing what is already permanently here, in every moment, every situation, and every state of mind, and yet is ungraspable by the mind. The quote's by Gangaji. The root of all desires is the one desire, to come home, to be at peace. There may be a moment in life when our compensatory activities, the accumulation of money, learning, and objects, leave us feeling deeply apathetic. This can motivate us towards the search for our real nature beyond appearances. We may find ourselves asking, why am I here? What is life? Who am I? Hello? Sooner or later, any intelligent person asks these questions. That's by Gene Klein. The most intimate question we can ask, and the one that has the most spiritual power, is this: what or who am I? Adyashanti. Okay, this is the last quote. The mind will merge only by self-inquiry. Who am I? The thought, who am I, will destroy all other thoughts and finally kill itself also. If other thoughts arise without trying to complete them, one must inquire, to whom did this thought arise? What does it matter how many thoughts arise? As each thought arises, one must be watchful and ask, to whom is the thought occurring? The answer will be, to me. If you inquire, who am I? The mind will return to its source, or where it issued from. The thought which arose will also submerge. As you practice like this more and more, the power of the mind to remain as its source is increased. Ramana Maharshi. Okay, that is Enlightenment Quotes and Passages. This has been your Clubhouse Zen ASMR moment, free from loud, annoying, stupid, obnoxious, horrible clownhouse people.
Hearts and minds and souls.
I just keep thinking, who
think
am
you're doing
I?
Great service. I mean, I probably feel like I should pay you at this point. I feel like I should probably offer you a subscription fee, because, you should.
No, you should just clone me.
monetize.
I don't want your money.
Yeah.
What I want you to do is clone me and just do my shtick and my hypnosis routine on your social media as yourself, and you'll be like, holy shit, people are just falling for this. They think it's real, and they keep saying, what was he talking about? See, this is where all this, I'm actually just a self-actualization comedian. Zen Mini down there, I think, said it one time. All these self-hypnosis books that deal with self, with the capital S or the I am, these are like tools to polish yourself, hypnosis. If somebody just throws out a question like, what's the biggest blue ball you've ever seen? Or here's some water. Are you feeling in clown house? Is extremely useful. It's the same thing as saying Rabbano Shalom.
What book are we reading?
I am reading Best enlightenment quotes and passages to awaken the Buddha within. It's a quotations book of the best, somebody composed a quotations book. It's by Karen James, copyright 2013. And it's just a bunch of amazing quotes. And so my thesis in communication theory, and I told this to a pretty successful musician, I said, your job as a musician is you are hypnotizing your audience and hopefully bringing them to a very deep relaxation. And my theory is if you can bring people into a deep relaxation by using wisdom books, that's really intelligent meditation practice. And that's why I encourage all of you to use this app in a different way. Open up your Tanyas, open up your Chumash, open up your tuna fish sandwiches, and get some meat and potatoes into people's brains on this app, and you'll be doing it to yourself. And then Tikkun Olam, Ribono Shel Olam, one brain at a time.
Oh, sorry. Hope I wasn't breathing too loud.
And if you start playing music, you can play music on this app too. You don't have to have never-ending conversational hypnosis sessions with people like Randy McDickerson.
Is that a marimba?
It's a kalimba.
Oh, kalimba, kalimba.
Okay, I'm going to now continue my hypnosis ASMR safe space zone for you here on Clownhouse. I'm going to play for you the Chinese flute, and I want you to focus on your breathing and center yourself on your breathing. Just focus on the breath. Take the deepest breath of the day. And after I play to you the Chinese flute, I will continue reading to you from this Enlightenment Quotations book in the book club. Okay, this is back to the quotations book. Look within. There is no difference between yourself, self, and guru. You are always free. There is no teacher. There is no student. There is no teaching. Papaji. If we understand one question rightly, all questions are answered. But we don't know how to ask the right question. To ask the right question demands a great deal of intelligence and sensitivity. Here is a question, a fundamental question. Is life a torture? It is as it is, and man has lived in this torture centuries upon centuries, from ancient history to the present day, in agony, in despair, in sorrow, and he doesn't find a way out of it. Therefore he invents gods, churches, all the rituals, and all that nonsense, or he escapes in different ways. What we are trying to do during all these discussions and talks here is to see if we cannot radically bring about a transformation of the mind. Not accept things as they are. What is? What is? Jiddu Krishnamurti. The self always is. There is no knowing it. It is not some new knowledge to be acquired. What is new and not here and now cannot be permanent? The self always is, but knowledge of it is obstructed, and there will be no end to them. But if the doubter himself is found to be, there will be no end to them. But if the doubter himself is found to be really non-existent, by seeking his source, then okay, this is chapter 2, presence. In French, presence in chapter 2, presence. In French, presence is pronounced puissance. Okay, this is the last quote I'm going to read. It's by Ken Wilber. This is the last quote I'm going to read. It's by Ken Wilber. You might be looking at a mountain, and you have relaxed into the effortlessness of your present awareness, and then suddenly the mountain is all. You are nothing. Your separate self sense is suddenly and totally gone, and there is simply everything that is arising moment to moment. You are perfectly aware, perfectly conscious. Everything seems completely normal, except you are nowhere to be found. You are not on this side of your face looking at the mountain out there. You simply are the mountain. You are the sky. You are the clouds. You are everything that is arising, moment to moment, very simply, very clearly. So, Ken Wilber. Okay, I'm going to take a reading break. Feel free to re-engage your conversation. Annoying people. Hosted by candidate Congressman John Kitover of the 16th District of Illinois. Go to johnforcongress.com. The next meditational music hypnosis device I'll be using is from Peru. I'm like laughing at my routine right now. You know, communication hypnosis. It's real. People go with their communication, their program, their platform. And playing a flute, you know, is very reminiscent of I'm gonna heart out of here in 8 minutes and go to my other office and draft some documents, make a phone call the customer service line. To me, that's the most annoying thing in the world, is having to call somebody on the phone to tell them to log in to pull some document. Okay, this is Enlightenment Quotes and Passages. This is David Bodon. In truth, there is no seer or witness. There is simply seeing, witnessing, and you are that. There is something that notices the silent seer or witness. Like light, it cannot itself be seen. and yet it illuminates all that is seen. We can't say it is absent, but it can never be found. This is the mystery of being conscious. Self is what you are. You are that fathomlessness in which experience and concepts appear. Self is the moment that has no coming or going. It is the heart, Atman, emptiness. It shines to itself. By itself, it is here. You are that through which you would search. You are what you are looking for. And that is all it is. Only self is. Papaji. That was written by Papaji. Okay, this is written by Muji. Our minds turn awakening into task. We feel it is something that we have to do, which is true. Realizing the truth becomes a kind of joy and effortlessness. Gradually, we find it is just confirming itself by itself. There is tremendous power in this when genuinely expressed. Our true nature is that simple and undeniable presence of awareness that illumines all thinking, feeling, and perceiving. Always present and radiantly clear, it is never obscured by time, circumstances, or thoughts. The body, mind, and world rise and set in awareness and have no independent existence apart from awareness.
She balances.
Oh, thank God.
Thank you for sharing with me in my exuberation.
Yeah, I know what that feels like. It's like programming. You're like, holy shit, there's no errors in the code. And then you can move on. And start something new. My friend's a CPA with a CPA firm called Novogradic. They do low-income housing tax credit auditing, etc. And he makes a lot of money as a partner. He does very well, but he's very talented.
Good for him.
It's really his talent. And I wouldn't just say it's his ability to balance a spreadsheet. It's actually his communication. He's very aggressive. And he knows what he's talking about. So if you can be aggressive and be a subject matter expert as a CPA, loud, stupid, and annoying people, as you know. But, who am I? That's the question. This has been another John Kitover, candidate Congressman, conversational hypnosis room, bringing you joy and delight. A relaxed assisted living facility. McZed, I have a couple legal definition questions. If you could be so kind, help me answer just a few brief questions. For example, what is an affirmative action? I'm representing myself pro se, and the rules of procedure manual is 20 pages long, so I read through the whole thing last night. And now all my questions that I highlighted, I'm going to plug into Grok for definitions, case law, and relevancy queries. I'm also issuing subpoenas to a sitting congressman, and I'm going to ask him to appear for a testimony or a disposition, as well as a testimony, hearing, and production. My questions to you, Mixed, are: affirmative defense and how that applies to, essentially, what is the definition of an affirmative defense? And then Rule 6 and dispositive motions. What are dispositive motions? Okay, appearance of parties. A party may compel the presence of another party at an evidentiary hearing. So can I compel the opponent, the incumbent Congressman LaHood, to appear at an evidentiary hearing where I present printouts of his petitions with AI analysis compared to the Illinois voter registration file to ask him questions why he's short on his number of petitions? Also, rule number 9, affirmative mark. What is an affirmative mark? Staff will consider an affirmative mark, such as a line or scribble, over the signature and or address to strike the signature. This is regarding staff procedures for records examination and staff signature count. Basically, you can challenge every single signature, and then the election commission is responsible for the final determination of those signatures, and you essentially appeal or do what's called a standing objection to all decisions that the board makes. Another question. Photography of any kind, including video recording, is prohibited in the records examination area. Does that include audio recordings? Next question is, okay. The board will not hear evidence that could have been but was not presented to the hearing officer, nor will the board or hearing officer consider objections that could have been but were not raised in the original written objection. My original written objection is very vague, meaning that it's I just said it's nonconformity and doesn't have the correct number of signatures, thus subjecting it to a count by the Illinois Election Board. And now listen to this. This is schedule of brief and motion filing. This gets extremely complicated, and thus why attorneys are paid, because they're so intelligent. And I will be going to my other office to draft documents, submit documents, like a productive person does, right? Drafting documents for emails, documents for uploads. But the question remains, who am I? Who are you? Where are you right now in this ASMR safe space zone where I can't seem to find what I want to play you because YouTube has deleted all my YouTube accounts for whatever reason? Oh, I know why. Probably because there's an F word or an N word somewhere around there that reported my YouTube accounts. Notified law enforcement multiple times. There's always these F word N words out there, these radical F word N words who, they're like, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. Whenever you hear somebody say they're like, run for the hills. Don't waste your time. It costs nothing but trouble.
Tao Te Ching can be translated as the book of the having without possessing, acting with no expectations, leading and not trying to control. This is the supreme virtue. Be We join spokes together in a wheel, but it is the center pole that makes the wagon move. We shape clay into a pot, but sounds deafen the ear. Flavors numb the taste. Thoughts weaken the mind. Desires weaken the mind. Desires wither the heart. The master observes the world, but trusts his inner vision. He allows things to come and go. His heart is open as the sky. 13. Success is as dangerous as failure. Hope is as hollow as fear. What does it mean that success is as dangerous as failure? Whether you go up the ladder or down it, keep your balance. What does it mean that hope is as hollow as fear? See the self as self. What do we have to fear? See the world as yourself. Have faith in the way things are. Love the world as yourself. Then you can care for all things. 14. Below, it isn't dark. Seamless, unnameable, it returns to the realm of nothing. Form that includes all forms. Image without an image. Subtle, beyond all conception. Approach it and do it, but you can be it, at ease in your own life. Just realize where you come from. This is the essence of wisdom. Sound and subtle. Their wisdom was unfathomable. There is no way to describe it. All we can describe is their appearance. They were careful as someone crossing an iced-over stream, alert as a warrior in enemy territory, courteous as a guest, fluid as melting ice, shapeable as a block of wood, receptive as a valley, clear as a glass of water. Master doesn't seek fulfillment. Not seeking, not expecting. She is present and can welcome all things. 16. Empty your mind of all thoughts. Let your heart be at peace. Watch the turmoil of beings, but contemplate their return. Each separate being in the universe returns to the common source. You stumble in confusion and sorrow. When you realize where you come from, you naturally become tolerant, disinterested, amused, kind-hearted as a grandmother, dignified as a king. Immersed in the wonder of the Tao, you can deal with whatever life brings you. And when death comes, you are ready. 17. When the master governs, the people are hardly aware that he exists. Next is a leader who is loved. Next, one who is feared. The worst is one who is despised. If you don't trust the people, you make them untrustworthy. The master doesn't talk. When his work is done, the people say, "Amazing. We did it, all by ourselves." 18. He who tries to shine, dim and firm. He who stands on tiptoe doesn't stand firm. He who rushes ahead doesn't go far. He who tries to shine dims his own light. He who defines himself can't know who he really is. He who has power over others can't empower himself. He who clings to his work will create nothing that endures. If you want to accord with the Tao, just do your job, then let go. 25. There was something formless and perfect before the universe was born. It is serene, empty, solitary, unchanging, infinite universe. For lack of a better name, I call it the Tao. It flows through all things, inside and outside, and returns to the origin of all things. The Tao is great. The universe is great. Earth is great. Man is great. These are the four great powers. The heavy is the root of the light. The unmoved is the source of all movement. Thus the master travels all day without leaving home. However splendid she stays serenely in herself. Why should the lord of the country flit about like a fool? If you let yourself be blown to and fro, you lose touch with your root. If you let restlessness move you, a good artist lets his intuition lead him wherever it wants. A good scientist this is called embodying the light. What is a good man but a bad man's teacher? What is a bad man but a good man's bub? If you don't understand this, you will get lost, however intelligent you are. It is the great secret. 28. Know the male, yet keep to the female. Receive the word of the black. Be a pattern for the world. If you are a pattern for the world, the Tao will be strong inside you, and there will be nothing you can't do. To your primal self. The world is formed from the void, like utensils from a block of wood. The master knows the utensils. It can't be improved. If you tamper with it, you'll lose it. There's a time for being ahead, a time for being behind, a time for being in motion, a time for being at rest, a time for being safe, a time for being in danger. Practical. She lets them go their own way and resides at the center. Whoever relies on the Tao in governing men doesn't try to force issues or defeat enemies by force of arms. The master does his job and then stops. He understands that the universe is forever out of control, and that trying to dominate events goes against the current of the Tao. 31. And if compelled, will use them only with the utmost restraint. Peace is his highest value. If the peace has been shattered, how can he be content? His enemies are not demons, but human beings like himself. He doesn't wish them personal harm, nor does he rejoice in victory. How could he rejoice in victory, delight in the slaughter of men? He enters a battle gravely, countable galaxies. If powerful men and women could remain centered in the Tao, all things would be in harmony. The world would become paradise. All people would be at peace, and the law would be written in their hearts. When you have names and forms, know that they are provisional. When you have institutions, know where their functions should end. Knowing when to stop, you can avoid any danger. All things end in the Tao, as rivers flow into the sea. 33. Knowing others is intelligence. Mastering yourself is true power. If you realize that you have enough, you are truly rich. If you stay in the center and embrace death with your whole heart, you will endure forever. 34. The great Tao flows everywhere. Yet it doesn't hold on to them. Since it is merged with all things in their hearts, it can be called humble, since all things vanish into it, and it alone endures. It can be called great. It isn't aware of its greatness. Thus, it is truly great. "35. She who is centered in the Tao can go where she wishes without danger. She perceives the universal harmony, even amid great pain, because she has found peace in her heart. Music or the smell of good cooking may make people stop and enjoy, but words that point to the Tao seem monotonous and without flavor. When you look for it, there is nothing to see. When you listen for it, there is nothing to hear. When you use it, it is inexhaustible." 36. If you want to shrink something, you must first allow it to expand. If you want to get rid of something, you must first allow it to flourish. If you want to take something, you must first allow it to be given. This is called the subtle perception of the way things are. The soft overcomes the hard. The slow overcomes the fast. Let your workings remain a mystery. This is called the subtle perception of the way things are. The soft overcomes the hard. The slow overcomes the fast. Let your workings remain a mystery. Just show people the results. 37. The Tao never does anything, yet through it all things are done. And when no one responds, he rolls up his sleeves and uses force. When the Tao is lost, there is goodness. When goodness is lost, there is morality. When morality is lost, there is ritual. Ritual is the husk of true faith, the beginning of chaos. Therefore, the master concerns himself with the depths and not the surface, with the fruit and not the flower. He has no will of his own. He dwells in reality and lets all illusions go.
Petition and objection form means electronic system for viewing and finally.
39. The sky becomes filthy. The earth becomes depleted. The equilibrium crumbles. Creatures become extinct. The master views the parts with compassion because he understands the whole. His constant practice is humility. He doesn't glitter like a jewel, but lets himself be glitter like a jewel, but lets himself be shaped by the Tao. As rugged man hears of the Tao, he immediately begins to embody it. When an average man hears of the Tao, he laughs out loud. If he didn't laugh, it wouldn't be the Tao. True purity seems tarnished. True steadfastness seems changeable. True clarity seems obscure. The greatest art seems unsophisticated. The greatest love seems indifferent. The greatest wisdom seems childish. The Tao is nowhere to be found, yet it nourishes and completes all things. 42. The Tao gives birth to one. 2 gives birth to 3. 3 gives birth to all things. All things have their backs to the female and stand facing the male. When male and female combine, all things achieve harmony. Ordinary men hate solitude, but the Master makes use of it, embracing his aloneness, realizing he is one with the whole universe. 43. The gentlest thing in the world overcomes the hardest thing in the world. That which has no substance enters where there is no space. This shows the value of non-action. Teaching without words, performing without actions. That is the Master's way. 44. Fame or integrity? Which is more important? Money or happiness? Which is more valuable? Success or failure? Which is more destructive? If you look to others for fulfillment, you will never truly be fulfilled. If your happiness depends on money, you will never be happy with yourself. Becoming lacking, the whole world belongs to you. 45. Yet it is fully present. True straightness seems crooked. True wisdom seems foolish. True art seems artless. The Master allows things to happen. She shapes events as they come. She steps out of the way and lets the Tao speak for itself. 46. When a country is in harmony with the Tao, the factories make trucks and tractors. When a country goes counter to the Tao, warheads are stockpiled outside the cities. There is no greater illusion than fear, no greater wrong than preparing to defend yourself. no greater misfortune than having an enemy. Whoever can see through all fear will always be safe. "47. Without opening your door, you can open your heart to the world. Without looking out your window, you can see the essence of the Tao. The more you know, the less you understand." 49. The master has no mind of her own. She works with the mind of the people. She is good to people who are good. She's also good to people who aren't good. This is true goodness. She trusts people who are trustworthy. She also trusts people who aren't trustworthy. This is true trust. The master's mind is like space. People don't understand her. They look to her and wait. She treats them like her own children. 50. To whatever the moment brings. He knows that he is going to die, and he has nothing left to hold on to. No illusion. The teaching of the Tao Te Ching is moral in the deepest sense, unencumbered by any concept of sin. The master doesn't see evil as a force to resist, but simply as an opaqueness, a state of self-absorption, which is in disharmony with the universal process, so that, as with a dirty window, the light can't shine through. This freedom from moral categories allows him his great passion for the wicked and the selfish. Thus, the master is available to all people and doesn't reject anyone. He is ready to use all situations and doesn't waste anything. This is called embodying the light. What is a good man but a bad man's teacher? What is a bad man but a good man's job? If you don't understand this, you will get lost, however intelligent you are. It is the great secret. The listener will notice that in the many passages where Lao Tzu describes the master, I've used the pronoun she at least as often as he. The Chinese language doesn't make this kind of distinction. In English, we have to choose. Are the most female. Of course, you should feel free throughout the recording to substitute he for she, or vice versa. As method, I worked from Paul Carus's literal version, which provides English equivalents, often very quaint ones, alongside each of the Chinese ideograms. I also consulted dozens of translations into English, German, and French. But the most essential preparation for my work was a 14 years long course in Zen training, which brought me face to face with Lao Tzu and his true disciples and heirs, the early Chinese Zen masters. With great poetry, way to judge of the merit of a translation. I have often been fairly literal, or as literal as one can be with such a subtle, kaleidoscopic book as the Tao Te Ching. But I have also paraphrased, expanded, contracted, interpreted, worked with the text, played with it, until it became embodied in a language that felt genuine to me. If I haven't always translated Lao Tzu's words, I'm teachable, pointing the way to the way. What does Lao Tzu think he is doing here? It can't be done. No way. Hence, Po Chu-yi, poet and stand-up comedian, wrote, "He who talks doesn't know, he who knows doesn't talk." That is what Lao Tzu told us in a book of 5,000 words. If he was the one who knew, how could he have been such a blabbermouth? That's the problem with spiritual teachers. They have to be blabbermouths. But their words are, in the traditional Buddhist metaphor, fingers pointing at the moon. If you watch the finger, why do you teach mind is Buddha? Matsu said, to stop a baby from crying, not Buddha. The monk said, how about someone who isn't attached to either? Matsu said, in fact, the truth is right before our eyes, right under our noses. So simple that every child understands it. And yet, as Bankei said, the farther you enter into it, the deeper it is. Where is the way to the way? What a question. Still, for complicated minds, drastic measures are needed. Lao Tzu's book was written as a response out of grandmotherly kindness. According to the oldest biography, Lao Tzu lived for a long time in the country of Chu, but seeing its decline, he departed. When he reached the frontier, the guard said, since you are going away, sir, could you write a book to teach me the art of living? Thereupon, Lao Tzu wrote his book about the Tao and departed. This is legend, but it is an accurate description of the way in which true teaching happens. He who knows doesn't talk, but words are no hindrance for him. He uses them as he would use gardening tools. When someone asks, he answers. Tao De Jing. 1. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The unnameable is the eternally real. Naming is the origin of all particular things. Free from desire, you realize the mystery. Caught in desire, you see only the manifestations. Yet mystery and manifestations arise from the same source. This source is called darkness. Darkness within darkness. The gateway to all understanding. 2. When people see some things as beautiful, other things become ugly. When people see some things as good, other things become bad. Being and non-being create each other. Difficult and easy support each other. Long and short define each other. High and low depend on each other. Before and after follow each other. Therefore the master acts without doing anything and teaches without saying anything. Things arise and she lets them come. Things disappear and she lets them go. She has but doesn't possess, acts but doesn't expect. When her work is done, she forgets it. That is why it lasts forever. 3. If you overesteem great men, people become powerless. If you overvalue possessions, people begin to steal. The master leads by emptying people's minds and filling their cores, by weakening their ambition and toughening their resolve. He helps people lose everything they know, everything they desire, and creates confusion in those who think that they know. Practice not doing, and everything will fall into place. 4. The Tao is like a well, used but never used up. It is like the eternal void, filled with infinite possibilities. It is hidden but always present. I don't know who gave birth to it. It is older than God. 5. The Tao doesn't take sides. The more you talk of it, the less you understand. Hold on to the center. 6. The Tao is called the Great Mother. Empty, yet inexhaustible, it gives birth to infinite worlds. It is always present within you. You can use it any way you want. 7. Of herself, she is perfectly fulfilled. 8. The supreme good is like water, which nourishes all things without trying to. It is content with the low places that people It is content with the low places that people disdain. Thus, be fair and generous. In governing, don't try to control. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everybody will respect you. Hope and fear are both phantoms that arise from thinking of the self. Love the world as yourself. Then you can care for all things. 14. Look, and it can't be seen. Listen, and it can't be heard. Readless, nameable, it returns to the realm of nothing. Form that includes all forms. Image without an image. Subtle, beyond all conception. Approach it, and there is no beginning. Follow it, and there is no end. You can't know it, but you can be it, at ease in your own life. Just realize where you come from. This is the essence of wisdom. 15. The ancient masters were profound and subtle. Their wisdom was unfathomable. There is no way to describe it. All we can describe is their appearance. They were careful as someone crossing an iced-over stream, alert as a warrior in enemy territory, courteous as a guest, fluid as melting ice, shapeable as a block of wood, receptive valley, clear as a glass of water. Do you have the patience to wait till your mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving till the right action arises by itself? The master doesn't seek fulfillment. Not seeking, not expecting. She is present and can welcome all things. 16. Empty your mind of all thoughts. Let your heart be at peace. Watch the turmoil of beings, but contemplate their return. Each separate being in the universe returns to the common source. Returning to the source is serenity. If you don't realize the source. 17. When the master governs, the people are hardly aware that he exists. Next best is a leader who is loved. Next, one who is feared. The worst is one who is despised. If you don't trust the people, you make them untrustworthy. The master doesn't talk, he acts. When his work is done, the people say, "Amazing, we did it, all by ourselves." 18. When the great Tao is forgotten, goodness and piety appear. When the body's intelligence declines, cleverness and knowledge step forth. When there is no peace in the family, filial piety begins. When the country falls into chaos, patriotism is born. 19. Throw away holiness and wisdom, and people will be 100 times happier. Throw away morality and justice, and people will do the right thing. And let all things take their course. 20. Stop thinking and end your problems. Other people are excited, as though they were at a parade. I alone don't care. I alone am expressionless. An infant before it can smile. Other people have what they need. I alone possess nothing. I alone drift about like someone without a home. I am like an idiot, my mind is so empty. Other people are sharp. I alone am dull, ordinary people. I drink from the Great Mother's breasts to the origin of all things. The Tao is great. The universe is great. Earth is great. Man is great. These are the four great powers. Man follows the earth. Earth follows the universe. The universe follows the Tao. The Tao follows only itself. 26. The heavy is the root of the light. The unmoved is the source of all movement. She stays serenely in herself. You lose touch with your root. If you let restlessness move you, you lose touch with who you are. Wherever it wants. A good scientist has freed himself of concepts to all people and doesn't reject anyone. He's ready to use. This is called embodying the light. What is a good man but a bad man's teacher? What is a bad man but a good man's job? Understand this. You will get lost, however intelligent you are. It is the great secret. 28. Know the male, yet keep to the female. Receive the world in your arms. If you receive the world, the Tao will never leave you, and you will be like a little child. Know the white, yet keep to the black. Be a pattern for the world. If you are a pattern for the world, the Tao will be strong inside you, and there will be nothing you can't do. Know the personal, yet keep to the impersonal. Accept you, and you will return to your primal self. The world is for master knows the utensils, yet keeps to the block. Thus she can use all things. 29. Do you want to improve the world? I don't think it can be done. The world is sacred. It can't be improved. If you tamper with it, you'll ruin it. For being in motion, a time for being at rest, a time for being vigorous, a time for being exhausted, a time for being safe, a time for being in danger. The master sees things as they are without trying to control them. She lets them go their own way and resides at the center of the circle. 30. Whoever relies on the Tao in governing men doesn't try to force